Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. Please be sure to subscribe before you leave if you haven't already, that would be amazing. So as you can already tell from the title of this video, today I'm going to be doing a full face of makeup using only Charlotte Tilbury products. And in this video I'm going to be specifically using my all-time favourite Charlotte Tilbury products. So these aren't just any Charlotte Tilbury products, these are products that I've tried and tested and I love, and these are my favourite from the bunch. If you didn't already know, I used to work as a lead makeup artist for Charlotte Tilbury, so I have a lot of experience using the products on not only myself but on other people as well. So I have literally tested and tried basically every single Charlotte Tilbury product there is. Well, yeah, I have tested and tried every single Charlotte Tilbury product there is, and these are like my all-time favourites, and I just thought it would be nice to put them in a kind of full face of makeup for you guys. I have already got one of these videos already on my channel, but I filmed it probably around a year ago now, so my favourites have definitely changed. My makeup routine and how I like to wear my makeup has definitely changed in that time. On the screen now is the look that I'm going to be creating today. It's just going to be a very nice kind of natural, glowy, flawless skin with a beautiful kind of bronzy eye, a little winged liner and some lashes. So if you're interested in seeing how I get this look, then just keep watching. By the way, if you notice any scratches on my chest, I've recently got a new puppy and he's got very sharp claws, so that is the reason behind all these little scratches that you can probably see on my chest. So as you can see, I've already glued my eyebrows down and stuck them in a really nice kind of feathery spiky way, and I used the Schwarzkopf Got To Be glued gel for this. I think this is a gel. This is basically for your hair. It's really good for like laying down baby hairs or anything like that, but this is actually really good for brows as well. So I've literally just put this through and kind of like spoolied them into place. I like to go for that really fluffy brow look. So to fill in any little gaps in my brows, I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Brow Lift in the shade Supermodel. If you have watched my videos before, you will know that I absolutely love this product. I literally rave about it all the time. It is my all-time favourite brow product. Sometimes I do my brows like last in my routine, and then sometimes I do them first. It completely depends on my mood, but today I'm going to do them first, and I'm just going to literally go in with a few little hair strokes. Just kind of more so at the bottom of my brow, because to be honest I don't really need a lot, but it does look a little bit sparse down there and it does need a little bit of extra help to get this shape better. So yeah, I'm just kind of pushing through that product just to give me a little bit of extra definition in my brow. This product is so nice because it's not overly creamy to the point where you're going to end up with like blocky brows. You have to push a little bit harder to get the product out, which I actually really like, because then you end up with more of a softer look and it's less like painted on, if that makes sense. Okay, so now my brows are all nice and filled in, I'm going to go in with some skin prep. So I'm going to start off with my Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. This is a product that I have loved for a very long time. I talk about this product quite a lot as well, so you probably already know that I love this product. So I'm just going to go in with quite a nice amount of that and just rub that into my skin. So now I'm going to go in with primer. I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow Primer. This one is a really nice primer if you just want a little bit of a glow to your skin, so it just gives a really nice kind of natural sheen to your skin without being too overly shiny. It does kind of like smooth out the skin as well, and basically just preps your skin really nicely for makeup. I don't really notice that this one kind of like actively makes my makeup last a lot longer, if I'm being honest. It's not really one of those primers which it really lengthens the wear of your makeup, but it is really nice as a base, or even if you just want to put something on the skin just so that it's not completely bare on no makeup days. Okay, so this is basically a completely unnecessary step, but I am going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. I have this in the shade 2, and I just like to use this underneath my makeup just for a little bit of extra glow. The Wonder Glow already gives you a really nice glow, so like I said, this is kind of like an unnecessary step, but it does just add a little bit of an extra something. So I'm literally just going to put this on the kind of areas where I would usually put a highlighter, so down my nose, tops of my cheeks and on my chin. Sometimes I will just use this product like as my foundation if I want something really light. It actually isn't a foundation, it's a complexion booster, so it's more of a kind of highlighter with a little tiny bit of a blurring effect, but it doesn't really provide too much coverage. It's more just for giving your skin a little bit of an extra glow, and you can definitely blend it in with your fingers, but I'm just going to blend it in with this Anastasia brush. It's kind of like an angled cheek brush. So yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but that's definitely given me an extra glow in those areas. It's just really kind of like lifted the face, and you literally could just leave it here. Like if you're that person that just really likes natural makeup, this is literally the perfect base. You're good to go. Curl your lashes, chuck a little bit of clear lip gloss on, and you're good to go. But obviously we're not going to stop there because this is a full face, but I'm just showing you like this is just such a lovely kind of everyday natural skin, which is just so perfect for summer, and I wear my skin like this all the time. So now I'm going to go in with a colour corrector for underneath my eyes because my eyes are a little bit darker today. So this is the colour corrector, and I have this in the shade number 1. So this is the fairest shade. It's a nice peachy tone, which I'm just going to pop underneath my eyes just to really brighten them up and kind of colour correct. So what I like to do is actually just take this on my finger and just pat that in underneath the eye. And you only need a little bit of this. Don't overdo it with this product because it is quite a thick consistency. So if you do overdo it, then you probably will end up with like a cakey under eye. I had someone ask me the other day if this was a cakey product, and I would say no, it's not. But if you go in with a little bit too much, then it can easily look cakey. So just go in with a little bit. If it doesn't hide absolutely everything under your eyes, then you can always go in with a bit more concealer anyway, which we're going to do later. So just bear that in mind when you're using this product. So as you can see, this is with the corrector and this is without the corrector. So you can really see that it's definitely brightened my under eye and just lifted it slightly. Again, if you just wanted to use this, you don't need to use a concealer on top because it's not too peachy to the point where it looks ridiculous. It just really does kind of brighten you up and lift your under eye. So I do really think this product does make a difference. So next for foundation, I'm going to go in with the Light Wonder foundation in the shade 4. This is a really beautiful kind of light to medium coverage foundation with a natural kind of dewy finish. If you're someone that likes your more natural foundations, then you will really like this one. It's definitely more on the natural side, and I have been really enjoying more natural foundations recently. I've talked about this a few times on my channel already. I just find that more natural foundations just look a little bit better on my skin at the moment for whatever reason. So I'm just going to be applying that with an IT Cosmetics foundation brush. I really like applying foundation with a brush at the moment. I just like to kind of really pat it into the skin, and then if I do have any brush streaks at the end, then you can always just pat over with a sponge just to remove those. But I do like to mostly apply my foundation with a brush at the moment. Okay, so next for concealer, I'm going to go in with the MaggieA liquid concealer. I have mine in the shade 2. Mine is like nearly on its last legs. I don't even know if I have any left in this, to be honest. Let me just do one last time, please. I think we have some. Okay, so I'm just literally going to be putting this under my eyes. This is quite a thick concealer, so you don't need too much. She says going in with a shit ton. I prefer more of a lightweight concealer, especially underneath my eyes, just because my under eyes crease so badly. So this does tend to crease on me quite bad if I don't really kind of set it in there with a powder. But other than that, it is quite a nice concealer, and it's really nice for the face actually, and it's not too mattifying either. One thing I hate about this concealer is the lid is a bitch to get off. If anyone has this concealer, please let me know if you agree. Like, the lid is so hard to get off. When I even worked for Charlotte Tilbury, customers used to like bring it back and be like, I can't open it because the lid is just so hard to get off, and I literally just had to go and wash my hands to wash all of the excess magic cream off my hands and stuff so that I was even able to open that product, which is so annoying. But yeah, that has really brightened up my under eyes and given me quite a lot of coverage, which is nice, but I will need to really kind of set this down with a powder so that it doesn't crease. Okay, so now for a little bit of cream bronzer, I'm going to go in with the Hollywood Contour Wand, and this is in the shade medium to dark. Now, as you can see, I'm obviously not a medium to dark skin tone. I'm definitely fair, but this colour I prefer. Like, I prefer the colour of this to the fair to medium. It's just a little bit more of a kind of warmer shade than a grey shade. So I find that once you blend it, even though it looks crazy now, once you blend it all in, it actually looks really nice, and it does actually blend in quite well. So I'm just putting that kind of more on the tops of my cheekbones because this is more of a bronzer shade for me, around my forehead and just a little bit under my lip as well. I'm going to go in with this brush, which is extremely dirty. This is the 300 brush by Real Techniques. It's a really good brush for cream bronzer, and I'm just gonna blend this in to my skin. And like I say, it does look crazy at first, but trust me when I say this product does blend. This is probably one of my favourite products from Charlotte Tilbury, these formula of these Hollywood wands, just because they're a very unique texture. They're nothing like I've tried before from other brands. It's a really nice kind of creamy gel consistency which does blend super easy onto the skin, and it just gives you this really flawless, seamless finish. So once I get to about this stage where I do look like I've literally been punched in the face, I like to go in with my foundation brush, which has obviously got a little bit of foundation left on it from earlier, and I just literally go around the edges of that and blend it all in. So as you can see, we're looking less crazy, and then I just kind of tap over the top with the foundation just to really mesh it with the skin. Then if I feel like I've taken off a little bit too much, then I can just go back in with that other brush we was using. And yeah, as you can see, it all looks nice and blended now. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead now and blend in the rest of that bronzer. Okay, so next for some cream blush, I'm going to go in with the PILLOWTALK Beauty Light wand, and this one is in the shade 2 medium, so it's the slightly darker one, and this is a perfect blush shade for me. So again, it's got the kind of same sponge applicator. I'm just going to take that, kind of do a few dots, more so on the top of my cheek, and the same on the other side, just like so. And then I'm just going to take that same Anastasia brush that we actually used to blend the Flawless filter, and I'm just going to tap this into my skin. Again, you could definitely use your fingers. I do prefer just using brushes just because I don't like to get my fingers dirty, and also I find that sometimes if you use your fingers, if you've got too much product on there, then it can end up moving what you've got on underneath. So that's just my reason for using a brush. But as you can see, this gives a really beautiful pinky glow to the skin. Got an itch there. I feel like I've got hair and I can't see it. By the way, if you can hear my dog barking downstairs, I'm really sorry. I don't know why she's going so crazy. And then I just like to take a little bit of blush on my nose these days. Just kind of like whatever's left over on my brush, so nothing crazy, but I just feel like it gives a really nice kind of summery, sun-kissed look, like you've just been out in the sun for a little while and you've caught a little bit of a tan slash burn. I just think it looks really cute, so I just like to take some down the sides and on the bridge of my nose. So now for highlight, I'm going to go in with the Hollywood Beauty Light wand, and this is in the shade Spotlight. This one is a perfect highlight shade for me. I absolutely love this product. It gives the most beautiful lit from within glow. When this hits the sun, it's like no other. It literally looks like your skin, but a million times more juicy, and I just absolutely love the effect it gives. It looks so natural. I'm just popping that on the tops of my cheeks. I like to take a little bit under and above my brow as well as I'm blending. Like, I'm sorry, but look how juicy my skin looks. Does my skin not look so juicy right now? Okay, so the skin is nearly done. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to kind of bounce out any creases that we've got underneath our eyes, because obviously I haven't powdered yet. So I'm just going to tap those out. And what I'm going to do is take some powder. I'm taking the Magic powder. So this is a really finely milled loose powder. I have this in the shade 1. This is one of my all-time favourite loose powders. I absolutely love it. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take a dry beauty blender and kind of mix a little bit of powder in there so we have it saturated. I'm going to tap off the excess on my hand because I don't want too much powder on my under eyes, but I want enough so that it's going to set, and then I'm literally just going to press that on underneath my eyes, focusing it on that area where I crease, which is right there. And I'm trying my hardest not to take it too much onto this area because obviously we don't want to mattify the nice kind of highlighting work that we've just done. I like to take a little bit down the sides of my nose as well, and I don't know if you can see a difference. Oh my god, yeah, you really can. This side is obviously quite glowy under my eyes, which I do like that look, but it definitely looks a little bit more sweaty, whereas as you can see, this side looks so flawless now and just very poreless as well. Like, you can't really see any pores, whereas this side you can definitely still see my pores, and this side, this just smoothed over them so much. Like, literally look at the difference between this eye and this eye. This powder is amazing. I don't really feel like it gets the hype it deserves. I don't really feel like there's many powders on the market that does what this one does, and I don't really see many people talking about it, and I don't know why, because it's amazing. I'm literally going to take whatever's left on the sponge, so I'm not adding any more product, which is barely going to have anything left now. I'm just going to press that between my eyebrows because I like that area to be a little bit more mattified so I don't look oily. And then I just like to press again whatever's left on the sponge just over my smile lines, and then just around this area because this is where I tend to touch my face throughout the day as well, so I like to powder here. But yeah, moving on to eyes, I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Luxury Palette, and this is in the colour Copper Charge. This is a really, really beautiful quad, and actually I think this has probably become one of my favourite quads. This palette just looks insane. Every time I use this, I'm obsessed. So I'm going to be using this one today, and I don't think I've used this one before on my YouTube channel. I've used it before on my Instagram, but not on my YouTube, so I'm going to be using this one today. So I'm just going to take the tiniest bit of pressed powder and put that on my eyelids just to kind of set down any makeup that kind of got up there. I don't really prime my eyelids or put any concealer on them because a little bit would have travelled up there anyway, but I find that it just doesn't really work that well for me when I prime my eyes with a concealer, and I'm too lazy to just use a separate eye primer. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this Morphe brush and the matte kind of browny orange shade in the palette, tap off the excess, and I'm going to be kind of stamping this on the outer corner of my eye. I'm kind of working in circular motions to really blend that out. So I'm just creating like a really nice kind of smoky outer corner with this shade, and then I'm going to use another brush to kind of like really blend it out in a second. And I like to really wing my eyeshadow out just because I find that that's what suits my eyes the best. So I'm using a little bit more of a lighter pressure now, just to go in and slightly blend the edges. I might not even need to use a separate brush to blend. If you just use a slightly lighter hand than what you started with, that will provide less pressure on the brush and mean that you can blend it a little bit easier. And these shades just blend so easily. Like if you're someone that's not that good at eyeshadow and you don't really know how to use colour or how to use eyeshadow in general, if you get one of these palettes, it's just so easy because it's just literally one look in the palette, and it's just so easy to navigate kind of like what colours to use where, and they do really perform quite well in my opinion. They are expensive, but sometimes you do get what you pay for, you know. Next I'm going to go in with this top shade here. This is like a really pale kind of champagne-y shade. This is definitely more of a highlighter colour, and what I'm going to do with this is I like to take it on this flat brush and I'm just going to kind of put that in the inner corner of my eye. This will really help to just open your eye and brighten your eye as well. So if you use kind of like lighter to darker, it'll make your eyes appear bigger and brighter and wider as well. So I'm kind of just putting that on the inner third of my eye, and then I'm going to kind of just press that in the kind of inner corner as well. So this is what the eye looks like so far. So we have the kind of darker colour on the outer side, lighter colour on the inner corner. Now what I'm going to do is go in with this shade here, and I'm actually just going to take this on my finger just a little bit so you can see that I haven't coated my whole finger. It's just kind of on my fingertip there. I'm just going to look down into my mirror. I'm just going to place that kind of right in the centre of my eye. This will kind of mesh the two colours together and give a really nice metallic-y bronzy finish. And then once I'm happy with how much I've got in my eye, I'm going to take a clean finger and I'm just going to mesh colours all together. So last but not least, I'm going to take this colour here, which is the colour that we haven't used yet. This is like more of the pop shade, so it's kind of like a little bit more finely milled. I'm just going to press that kind of over like the whole lid, like mostly the inner corner and the centre of the lid, just to give a bit of dimension and a bit of extra sparkle. So finally with the eyeshadow, I'm just going to go back in with no extra product but with the brush that we first used to apply that brown, and I'm just going to make sure that we haven't lost that brown and just blend it into that metallic a little bit. Okay, next to add a little bit of a wing and a lift to the eye, I'm going to go in with my eyeliner in the shade Audrey. This is tiny, as you can see it's on its last legs. I use this all the time, which is why it's so small. I need to get a new one. But I'm literally just gonna add a little bit of a wing to the kind of outer corner of my eye with this. This is like a really nice kind of deep brown, so it's a little bit softer than a black. And yeah, I just like using this to add a little bit of a wing because I feel like it just works really nicely and it's very easy as well. Right, so as you can see, I've just finished doing the wing. I added like a little bit of an inner corner kind of point as well, just to really elongate the eye. Now what I'm gonna do is take the same eyeliner, so Audrey, and put that in my kind of upper waterline here. This will just make sure that the lashes look really nice and thick and you can't see any skin. So now I'm just going to take a tiny bit of that first brown shade we used on this small brush, and I'm just going to run the tiniest bit of that underneath the eye, just kind of on the outer third. I usually don't do a lot of eyeshadow on my lower lash line because I find it closes my eyes up, but I'm just going to do a tiny bit today because I feel like it needs it. And then just taking that highlight shade, I'm going to pop that just on that inner corner bit. So I'm just going to really quickly curl my eyelashes with the Surratt eyelash curlers. For mascara, I'm just going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Lashes Volume 2. This is quite an old one, so I'm a little bit nervous that it's going to be all dried up. I'm going to go in with some outer corner lashes anyway, just to give the look a little bit of a lift. So I'm just going to apply a little small coat of this. I actually do really like this mascara. It does give you a lot of length and volume and curl. It's definitely not my favourite mascara of all time, which is why I don't use it often, but whenever I do use it I do really like it. It's just definitely not the best mascara ever. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with these. These are the EYELINER X Emma Williams lashes, and I'm specifically going to use these bottom ones, which are just like corner ones, just to give the eye a little bit of a lift and just a little bit more of a kind of feline cat eye effect. So I'm just going to pop off camera, do my other eye, add these lashes, and then we'll come back to finish off the lips. Okay, so the eyes are completed. I just added the outer corner lashes. I added the tiniest bit of mascara to my bottom lashes, but more so just on the outer third. I don't really like mascara on my bottom lashes too much, because I find that it again closes my eye, and I like my eyes to look as wide as possible. But this is what the eyes look like. I'm honestly obsessed. I feel like this whole look is just like probably one of my favourite looks I've created recently. I just feel like it's so pretty and summery and bronzy. So yeah, I'm really excited about this look. I'm now just going to go in with a tiny bit more powder blush, just because I feel like I want to add a little bit more now the eyes are on. I feel like we've lost the blusher a bit. So I'm going to go in with the Pillow Talk blush, and this is the intense version. So this is slightly darker than the original Pillow Talk blush. I just really like the tone of this blush. It's a really beautiful kind of mauvey pink with a little bit of coral in the centre. So yeah, it's just a really beautiful blush. So I'm just going to pop that on my cheeks. Really love blush at the moment. Bronzer used to be like my thing, and it still kind of is, but I just love blush. Like I feel like blush is like, I just love it. This one is quite dark, so I'm going in with a little bit of a light hand, just so I don't look like I've been punched in the face, you know. Okay, so last but not least, I'm going to go in with my all-time favourite lip combination. This isn't just my favourite from Charlotte Tilbury, but this is actually my all-time favourite lip combination just ever, like in general, and it just happens to be Charlotte Tilbury products. So for the liner, it is the iconic nude lip liner. This one is, again, it's tiny. I need to get a new one. I literally use this liner all the time. I absolutely love it. It's the most perfect kind of brownie nude, and I feel like it goes with a lot of different skin tones as well. I love this liner. Then for lipstick, I am going in with my Kim KW lipstick. This is my favourite nude lip shade. I just absolutely love it. I feel like it pairs so well with the iconic nude. It's a little bit too pale to wear like on its own. I wouldn't really be able to wear this if it wasn't for the kind of darker lip liner, but I just feel like it just is such a perfect kind of pinky pale nude to go with a slightly darker lip liner. So I'm just going to finish off the lip combo with the tiniest bit of the Collagen lip bath. This is in the shade Refreshing Rose, which is just a clear. I don't always do this, but I just feel like putting on a tiny bit of gloss today, just add a little bit more shine. So I'm gonna just focus this in the centre of the lips. Right, and that is it, guys. So that is it for the finished makeup look. I hope you enjoyed it and like it. I personally love the way this makeup has come out. Obviously, I've used all of these products before, but I've never actually done this specific makeup look, and I'm obsessed. I just think it looks really pretty for kind of everyday or even just more glam as well. Let me know in the comments your favourite Charlotte Tilbury products. I'd be really interested to hear your guys' favourites. If you did enjoy this video, do be sure to give it a like and also subscribe if you haven't already. That would be amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.